Hello everyone and welcome to SRS Tier 1 here for Season 5, the season opener here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. I'm delighted to say today that I am joined by Mr. Atlantis J20, former Red Bull driver, former former
champion,
practically almost a founder of this league, if you like, one of the very first to join, current reserve driver. How are you doing, Mr. Atlantis?
I'm very good this fine Sunday afternoon / evening. I'm looking forward to this race.
It is a fine day, you're right. Hopefully, and I'm really crossing my fingers that we can get a race here today, because if not, yeah, we don't want a repeat of yesterday, that's all. Let's, you know, run through our drivers for this season. Obviously, you'll see a lot of familiar faces here from our very loyal friends here in SRS. And yeah, sorry, Mr. Boca has suddenly arrived saying he wants to race, but
Is it late for that now?
I can't do anything about that, really. If you're late and you don't say, I can't do anything about that, I'm afraid. But yeah, sorry, back to the drivers. Everyone you see here is a driver of previous seasons, other than, I believe, new face QBR20 Josh. He's in the Haas, partnering what was QBR Such J, but it would be now FRA Such J. But he's not here today, so Wolfex Plays is in that Haas. Former member of the league, but he's made a return. He's reserving in the Haas today. Yeah, so obviously, James Atlantis, you're quite an outside viewer of this this team chart. What are your opinions on it?
Well, by looking at this, like, we're a few minutes in now, about 5 or 6 minutes in, and I'm already seeing that Pluto looks like just dominant already. The fact that he's at 1 minute 3.5 in the mediums, you know, he's freeing a bit off the you know, pole position right now, which is provisional pole. Pluto can easily gain at least like 6-7 tenths in that time. I think Pluto will definitely be a title contender this season, 100%. No doubt about it. Looking down the grid, it's nice to see people from the old tier 2 grid, people like Graham, Patriot, you know, they're now fighting in this high tier. Obviously, we all know why, because obviously due now the world getting back to normal, it's hard for people to find time for the racing. But it's nice to see these people haven't just stayed in that tier. They've moved up. They've got better. It'll be interesting to see what people like QBR Josh can do. Obviously, new face to the league, play good things, bad things, but obviously we won't know until the show is straight. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's a pleasure to be here for Dr. X, like I said. But yeah, it'll be a good season. It'll definitely be a good season.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I re-emphasise your point. Nice to see that drivers are getting the opportunity in Tier 1, and the fact that people like Pluto, who've, you know, won races in the past in Tier 1, could maybe go that extra step now, fight for the championship, and that'd kind of be, to top it all off really, Pluto from Tier 2, fighting at the top, then going into Tier 1, winning his very first race, it was in Bahrain, as a full-time Tier 1 driver for McLaren. And now, here he is, taking on a new team for this F1 2021 game with Williams. He's partnering Bennett, and he's on a flying lap now into the third sector. Let's go on board with him as into the penultimate corner he goes. Find some commitment, and whoa, can he keep that under control? Fortunately, the car reset him, because that would have been a big whack to the rear and potentially retirement.
Aaron Alfa forgot about session actually as well. So that's good news.
Yes, he has. Current first place sitter Kostag on the mediums now, and he's finding even more time. So impressive stuff so far from the Red Bull driver. There he goes. Wow. Jab sets the pace now with a 1 minute 2.993.
Obviously, because I'm this will be the first time in a while I won't be actually league racing this season. Obviously, for the commentaries I do in this league, obviously I might be slightly biased towards the Renault team. Obviously, it is my favourite car on the grid, and Rundle and Costa are really lovely people. So I hope they do well this season. I hope we see Red Bull win the constructors and join constructors. But obviously, first race of the season, hopefully we actually do get the race today. The unfortunate event yesterday, obviously we couldn't get to Masters, and there were lack of commitment skills. But anyway, we forget about that. We don't let co-masters ruin our fun. And, yeah,
Indeed.
This will be very good. I am looking forward to this. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, obviously people are questioning the skill gap, aren't they? But you could argue in real life as well. There's obviously a skill gap between the performance of the teams, but this could be a very interesting season for that fact, and we could see those surprise results.
I think in league racing it's hard to find a tier which will always be balanced. In league racing it's hard to find a different winner. It's so hard to find a different winner in each racing. You'll have the same 5-6 people each season fighting for the wins and the championship, but that is just how it is. It's like real life. You're gonna get Hamilton, Verstappen, Perez, Bottas, all them not fighting for wins in real life. Because it's really hard to find balance in league racing. It's just everyone's roughly the same pace. So obviously you're gonna see these differences. But obviously then we come to some tracks that people like Loro, people like Costa, people like Jab, they could also not be as high up in the table, as on the grid as they are in other tracks. So obviously it'll be an interesting season, like I keep saying, but I can't stress this enough. If you haven't if you're not part of this league already, I recommend that you do join. It's a lovely community. It's fun for racing, join. It's a great league. And we have some of the most competitive drivers here in the whole of the league racing community. So, seeing these all get 1 minute, sub 1 minute 3 times already with 6 minutes left in the session, which is incredible. I'm expecting the pole time to be a 1 minute 2.86 or something like that.
Yeah, by the way, you weren't paid to say any of that, but great work. Obviously, we're in the 5th season of this league, obviously under a different name now, but it's been going for so long. It's a new era. We've just got to enjoy it, no matter how many drivers have opted in for this season. We've still got some great faces, great competitors, and that will make for an exciting season on the track, such as former face Jab. We're going to go with a hot lap on board with him now as he heads up towards turn 1. He'll be braking just after the 100-metre board. That's immediately an invalidation. Turn 1 is the hardest corner on this track, without a doubt. And although it doesn't look that hard, there is really only one perfect line that you can take. And that is the consequence. Jab, this lap will not count for him. Kostag on a flying lap, he's improving, and he was improving on that medium lap he just did. But for the flying Greek, no, that doesn't really work. But
I like that.
There's no alliteration in that. But around turn 4 he goes.
Super Greek.
What a day for Red Bull Racing. What a day for the Netherlands. And we've got a Dutch driver in here, Ties F1. Says he lives about 30 minutes outside the circuit, and that's Kostag in the wall. And that's a big spin off the exit. Turn 8. I thought he just lost it on his own there.
I think I just sort of Jab's right wing for a bit. Or am I just seeing things? I might just be seeing things. I am seeing things, don't mind me.
Because he's starting another lap.
Don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm seeing things. Anyway.
4 minutes to go left in this qualifying session, and I am obviously delighted to say we've got further than we did in our attempts yesterday. So obviously, if you're unaware, Tier 2 after this race will be put down to a vote. There are options in break weeks where we could fit it in. Or you've always got the end of the season as well. We could add an extra week onto that. We could squeeze it in on a Sunday, but that, you know, that's if everybody could make it. Obviously, drivers sign up for Saturdays, etc. It's like a contractual thing, if you know what I mean. Except it isn't. But Jab is
He's backing off.
Yes, I thought he backed off. It's his second down now. He'll be coming back into the pits and preparing for one final lap. Let's talk calendar quickly. While everyone is out on track, obviously there may just need to be a few shifts throughout the season because of the ongoing Formula 1 calendar situations and whatever due to coronavirus. Obviously the season opener today, Austria. Next week we head to Hungary, then France, running 3 European races at the start of the season. Then it's off to China and back to Belgium, and then first street track of the season will be Singapore, then Monza, and then Azerbaijan. So that's very intriguing. 4-race streak there. Belgium, Singapore, Italy, Azerbaijan. Completely different scenarios there. Then there's going to be a 2-week break as it stands due to the Mexican and Brazilian Grand Prix. But then after that, it's Silverstone, Bahrain and Mexico. So Bahrain slotting in at the 10th round of the season. And then another week break due to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and then, this is where it gets good, Portimao and Imola, just before the Christmas break, and then we resume after Christmas in 2022 to finish off the season in Japan and Brazil. Did you get all that? Well, tough, I'm not saying it again.
Yeah. No, 15 race calendar. Obviously, I'm excited for it, as everyone who should be watching is trying now. Some of my favourite tracks is in Austria, France, China, especially China. China will be a good one. I love China with a passion. It's such a nice floating track for me. I know a lot of people have different opinions, but I think there's always been a good race in China. You always see the last lap drama with the long straight in the end, and obviously the first sector with spirals and all that. China's a good track. Obviously, the inclusion of Portimao and Imola. Everyone is looking excited for that. We have to rely on co-masters there. But I assume by the time December does roll on, that we'll get them tracked, hopefully in the game, as now everyone's leaving the pit lane, ready for their last flying laps. But yeah, no, I'm very excited for this. It sounds amazing. We've got like the best tracks in the calendar, and it's going to be such a good one.
It's an absolute mess around the circuit at the moment, as almost every driver, bar Goggi, who has retired, is on the track at the moment. It is really, really close here, and we're going to focus on the remainder of this qualifying session. Currently, it's Jab from F1 driver from Pluto. There's been position changes up there. Watching Patriot at the moment, down through Sector 2. He's just slightly down his time. Kostag didn't improve. Polo God is going again. Pluto is still improving, so drivers do have enough for back-to-back laps. F1 driver could not make it onto provisional pole, but Pluto is 2/10 up through the middle sector and now heading down towards turn 9. He shouldn't be affected by this Red Bull in front of him. That is full commitment through turn 9 where he had a spin earlier. He's run wide at the final corner, and that could damage his chances. Oh, he just misses out. That is ever so close. Polo God couldn't do it either. This is so close, and this is exactly what we love to see. Kostag improving for now. Jab improves by another 10th. Kostag improving in the middle sector. A lot of flying drivers out here.
Ooh, he's a bit close. It's a curse and not trying.
Here we go. Kostag, who's currently 5th, goes 3rd. What a lap.
Here comes Patriot as well. Look at Patriot.
I believe he's down and backing off. That is one big spin. Rundle not improving. Gogglesaw is. Gogglesaw, who was initially in Tier 2 for yesterday's race, may well put his car onto the 3rd row here, pipping Rundle Patriot.
Fine.
could well be a great achievement for him. Rounds the final corner now. What's the lap going to be? It is row 3 for Gogglesaw. P6 it is. Axe F1. Really surprising qualifying for him. P13 and Jab improves again. That's a statement.
We've still got ground on the lap, I believe.
Apparently 43 seconds down. Okay. There we go.
My bad.
Wolfx Play is not improving. Sam Steed has backed off. Ty's F1 won't. That won't be good enough. Aaron Ocon has already taken the checkered flag. So we're just waiting on Ty's and Sam Steed.
Wow, what a qualifying. That was the top. Second to fifth is separated just underneath the 10th. Wow.
That's good. That's what we want to see.
It's very close. 2 Alfa Romeos are looking very strong to compete for some good points this season. Wow. Well, congrats to Jab, I told you that. He was the only sub 3-minute driver, and that's a good lap. That is a very good lap. Well done, Jab.
Indeed.
Not to mention as well that Axe on the mediums for last lap. That's interesting.
Obviously, he'll get the free choice now anyway. But P14, fresh tyres for the start. Be able to pick off drivers quite effectively. And we've finally now finished the qualifying session. So we'll run you through the order and get ready for this Austrian Grand Prix. American driver Jab takes pole position with a 1 minute 2.856. Then it's Pluto and Kostag, an F1 driver, separated by about 4/100ths of a second there. Then comes Polo Gogglesaw, Patriot, LSJ Bundle, Cool Kyogre and Communist. We've got a really great range there of drivers in the top 10. Blue Goggy, Bennett, JSC Graham, Axe F1, Rapid Extreme, Wolfx Plays, Sam Steed, Ty's F1, newcomer QBR20 Josh, and Aaron Ocon rounds off the grid.
Wow, very close. Very, very close. Mostly all underneath a second. Very close. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but it is raining.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually saw in the chat, oh, it's going to rain. I didn't know when, but it's raining now. We're going to have a wet start to this race. So strategy has gone out the window.
So I wonder why Axe qualified the mediums then. That's really baffled me.
It's peculiar. Yeah.
Very peculiar. But obviously let him do his thing. If he thought that would have worked, let him do his thing. My theory is it wet enough to be intermediates? Yes, it looks like it. But you know what Cone Martin's meant the games like? Could it be a dry, wet track, if that makes sense? A dry tyre, wet track?
Yes. Intermediates are on the cars.
Okay, they are intermediates.
For all 20. Hopefully we don't have a delay to this start.
The good news is we are
PTSD from start.
We are actually into the race, that is good news.
Yes. We did not get this far yesterday.
Anyone in particular
anyway,
you're focused on today, Marlo?
I was going to ask you and pose you exactly the same question, but I'll start. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that the top 3. Right, I wasn't going to predict this personally for this qualifying session. I didn't really have a clue about any of the drivers' pace, but keep an eye on all 3 of them. Can they maintain their position? Jab, if you remember back to last season at Baku, in one of the most dramatic of circumstances, he drops the car from the race lead on the final lap. He was likely to be slipstreamed and overtaken anyway, but his car was done, he was out of the race, and got nothing for it. So that was dramatic, and hopefully the same doesn't happen again today. It was wet at points in that Baku race, don't forget. Pluto Pluto. I mean, he's a race winner. He knows what it takes to win in this tier. Jab, who was one driver that just couldn't get it. He just tried so hard. He was one of the more consistent and most improved drivers, but it just wasn't there for him. And Kostag, I was not expecting him to put it up into third place. He's put the hard work in, it seems, and now he's got to convert it in the rain.
The question is, are you ready?
I am definitely ready.
Good stuff, because this is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. Here we go.
Here we go, we're waiting for 5 red lights to come on ahead of SRS's new era, Season 5. Tier 1, Round 1, it's the Austrian Grand Prix. And this glitch never fails to disappoint, does it?
The cars are revving, there we go.
It's lights out, and away we go with a tentative start from Jab, but look at Pluto, already up into the race lead! Crash! And is that Goggle Saw and an Alpine? Oh, there's another car going off there, so Ferrari as we head up towards turn 3.
He's fine, but he's got no wing, no wing at all.
Oh, virtual safety car, there's another touch there between Kostag squeezing F1 driver, who just got loose there as the yellow flag came out as well on the exit of turn 3. Penalty for Aaron Ocon, penalty for Blue Goggy.
Oh, Collis is brake checked. I think...
Oh, it's all kicking off back here.
They've got that safety car because they're trying to let each other through.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case.
Because they've all just rammed the back like that. I thought that was the turn 3, the braking point. I think they were just like completely just. Obviously, the virtual safety car must have thrown them off. But wow, that is I think a lot of these drivers are missing their wing. About 40% of the field. Rapid Extreme by the look of it. Obviously, Graham and Goggle, we know, are missing their wings, and Aaron Ocon is getting involved into that turn 1 incident, and then out the corner of turn 1.
The top 5 are through unscathed. Rundle got through as well. Blue Goggy, a big winner in all of that. We're waiting to go green again. That was absolute chaos off the start. I think that was... yeah, off the start. Goggle saw into Axe, of all people. Here we go again. Green flags. Jab. Slipstreaming Pluto up the hill towards turn 2. The left kink. And then turn 3. The heavy braking zone. Well, we'll see most of the overtakes today. We'll have to see if it gets dry or not. This is quite unknown to me. I haven't really looked too much into the weather amongst the drivers, but...
Rapid Extreme.
Great race from now.
Oh, Sam's the wall. Oh.
Oh. That's a front wing off for the Alfa Tauri. And you cannot afford to make errors in this race, especially a wet season opener. A lot of points, a lot of confidence on offer. And oh! Oh, that's a big spin.
Every time I click on someone, they keep spinning. I'm just going to leave it on.
That's a reset to track. And we know that can result in a penalty. So...
can I just say,
on the case clipping that.
It's been 1 lap, about to go on to the 3rd lap now, and Aaron Ocon already has 15 seconds of penalties.
You're joking.
Nope.
He does. he does.
Aaron Ocon does best.
Bennett fastest lap. Obviously, it's going through the field. Apparently, it will dry up after 15 minutes, according to Expelo, watching Pluto's point of view. So that might be around lap 10, I want to say, but obviously give or take. Yeah, and that's the same as what Axe's forecast said, according to our reliable sources in the live chat. Thanks everyone for watching. Decent viewership so far. Obviously, first race of this new season. We weren't able to get a race yesterday. It's ironic, when it rains, we can have a race, but when it doesn't rain in Tier 2, the lobby just crashes.
I'm just looking at this big field, like this little train in the midfield we have here, of Bennett, Wolf, and Ties. And there's just a little freeway about here, separated from everyone else here. They all seem to keep getting closer and closer from Sector 2, and it's to get to Sector 1 and 3, they'll just separate again into one big flag. They're in the train, and they're not. They're in the train, and they're not. obviously that all comes down to downforce in there. It's Austria in the rain. Oh, it's ties. Every time I go off someone.
Oh, ties!
Every time I go off someone.
Not again!
Oh, it's on the wall.
Oh! Virtual safety car has come out again. It's the second one of the race. And can you believe the amount of mistakes we're seeing?
The curse is on
It is.
See, it hurts my TV.
Why did you turn up?
I don't know.
Shouldn't say that. I'd be alone if that.
You would be, but I'm
wasn't the case.
I'm here making this race entertaining while watching everyone spin. I promise you I won't go leader. I'll just stay off the leaders.
I have to say though, Pluto was one of the drivers that, you know, late on considered getting a wet setup, and that might well be coming into his hands right now, playing into his hands, making that decision, because he is leading the race with green flag once again. Has there been another? Holy moly! What is going on here? Jesse Graham is out. Sam Steed was in another spin. I have no idea what is going on.
Very careful. He's driving on the grass, which is... Oh, he's seen the track though. It's like driving on the grass.
Typical.
Enough. Oh, he's got another 10 seconds. He's about to be disqualified.
There were yellow flags in all three sectors, and I think that's because Ties is having trouble.
Sam's been disqualified.
Disqualified. That's great, isn't it? Lock up from Pluto.
Well then, it's been a very interesting start.
Does anyone actually want to race today? It's just my question.
They can.
You know, fair play to the top 10.
I see a lot of them.
They've kept it out of the wall.
But, I'm still looking at the three-way battle between Bennett, Wolf, and Axe. Oh, Axe is now caught up to them. I think Axe is obviously going to be quicker than the previous seasons, as we know. But obviously, in these conditions, you can't tell with anyone. Or anything that could happen. But I think Axe in a few laps or in a few more corners actually might overtake Wolf and Bennett. I believe that Axe's experience probably won't take that long. But I'll be interested to see how he does it.
Another 3-second time penalty for Aaron Ocon. Yeah, if people don't know, you know, Axe is one of our aspiring Challenger Series drivers. You know, he shares his emails, and all of a sudden they're from F1 Esports, and yeah, bright future Axe if he pursues this route, but great driver. We know he is. And he's a definite championship contender. Ignore the fact he's in 11th. Hello! DRS is enabled!
Hello!
That came out of nowhere. Here we go then. We should be seeing the first of the pit stops. Cool Kyogre has gone in for mediums.
Big four-way
Yeah,
train.
Spilo's right. A test of experience.
Big four-way train between P6 and P3 right now. There's 2 Alfa Romeos and 2 Red Bulls. It's like a Red Bull sandwich.
Kostag is doing well to hold on to his position. Hopefully he doesn't get jumped in the pit stops via some glitch. Pluto is staying out, but Jab comes in. Here we go. As is Kostag. I think F1 driver has stayed out, but Polo God has come in.
What do you think Jab will go on to? I'm assuming mediums. And he has his mediums.
Yes. Those are medium tyres. For Kostag it's mediums as well. And now drivers are piling into the pit lane. And expect to see most drivers on the mediums. We might see some softs as well. Don't be surprised, because obviously they heat up quicker. They'll just have that bit of extra grip.
What would you do in that situation?
I'd probably go for the mediums.
You see, I would probably try and see how it was, because of the cooler temperatures of the track. I'd probably go with softs, because they most likely wouldn't gain as much wear as they would in the hot conditions. But obviously the track will still be slippy for these drivers. So they're obviously trying to get the most grip as they can.
Here comes Axe. Sorry to interrupt. He has gone onto the softs, and he is utilising the most grip. And he's got one position done on Blue Goggy. He's on the verges of the points. He's going to jump Aaron Ocon. He's bound to jump Bennett, Communist maybe, in the pit stops now as well. Here comes Wolfex Plays down the inside of Aaron Ocon. Aaron Ocon yet to pit. Nice move there from Wolfex Plays, getting it done. Oh, Axe! Axe F1 is going to go down the inside. It was a close call there, but he gets it done into turn number 5 or 6.
Pluto is on the mediums, just to confirm, he's on the mediums. The F1 driver also opting for softs.
Here comes Pluto. He's racing Jab on the pit exit. And look, Jab has got the race lead from Pluto via pitting at the right time. Kostag remains in 3rd place out of Polo God. F1 driver comes out in 5th place. He's only just lost the 1 position to his teammate, but he is now on the soft tyres. Rundle out in 6th. Wolfex plays up into 7th, but is under pressure now from Axe, who has the most grip.
Now here's where it starts to change. Here's where we see the driver setups come into play. So those who still have the wet setups, have they actually altered their downforce? Have they altered the front wing? Have they altered the differential? Obviously the front brake bar. So here's where we start to see what drivers can actually do in these weathers, in these like interim weathers between wet and dry. And it should be really interesting because from the looks of like first impressions, Polo is so much quicker than Kostag in these. Well, not so much, but he's quicker in the dries in these tyres than he was in the wets. He's already catching him corner by corner.
With the DRS now enabled as well, overtaking will just become that little bit easier. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Is it Blue Goggy? I think it is.
Yes,
Still raining a little bit. Kostag runs wide there, just off the track, and this maybe invites Polo God to get it done quickly.
Oh, Patriots off.
Oh, Axe!
And Axe. Oh, it's horrible for the Alpines. Both responding at the same time.
Axe F1 is in the wall. GSR Patriot was in the wall.
It's like synchronized dancing.
He's free. Oh, he's ran again! This is an absolute disaster for the Alpine duo of GSR Patriot and Axe F1.
Pluto now is dropping from Jab. With Gold still taking fastest lap, obviously that will keep changing as the track gets drier. But Polo as well, right on the back of the Kostag.
Towards turn 9. So there's a lot more grip now. You've just got to be on the limit at it at all times to gain as much time as possible. Bennett!
Bennett, he's spun.
Oh, so many mistakes.
Is he gonna stay in front?
And another one! It's Rapid Extreme at the same corner!
That curb is killing everybody today.
Turn 8 is not one for the faint-hearted.
Well, with Bennett's spin, we do have a nice little freeway challenge for P9. I'll keep an eye on that for you.
Polo God still yet to really pile too much pressure on Kostag, who is actually right on the back of Pluto now. So had a little look, thought better of it because there's another DRS zone to come. Indeed, Turkey 2020 and Germany 2019 flashbacks. A lot of mistakes, and if you keep out of them, you'll get a decent load of points on the board. Pluto now with the fastest lap, so that'll be encouraging for him to see in the top right. It's appeared purple.
I'll let you know, Jab is doing very well managing his DRS. Still more than Pluto. He is obviously in the race lead, so Jab is doing very well with his 79%, 80% DRS.
Oh, QBR 20 Josh, I think we have in the wall.
Yeah. He's about to be overtaken by Corco if he can get that. If he doesn't get that car up to speed. Or I guess he's got up to speed now. Aaron off on another time penalty added to his other 13 minutes. He's out to 16 seconds. With no errors.
Kostag just touched the inside curb of turn 7 and almost lost it.
Now, what's happened to F1 driver here? Because he was right on the back of things like that, and how he's gone. What's happened to him is he just lost his pace.
It's a good point. How was Kostag just come online? Anyway,
we don't question Xbox, but
yeah.
Already lap 12 as well. Wow, this is flown by so far.
Third of the way through the race, 12 of 36. This is why I got demoted to set in maths, because that's probably the only thing I know.
They're really burning his ERS. He's trying to prep Pluto. He wants that P2 off him.
It's just this constant train for P2. There's still a little bit of rain about. I think it's just about stopped, though. Tyres F1 is having a shocker. Costa keeps hitting that inside curb. His car is kind of rotating with it. And he's been very, very fortunate not to be in a spin. It's just bringing Polo God a little bit closer, though, each time. Axe F1 with the fastest lap on fresh medium tyres. Now, here comes Polo God. He's probably closer than he's ever been now to Kostag. He's probably fed up of seeing the Red Bull rear wing. Kostag gets a little bit of a slow exit. And is this Polo God's opportunity to get P3 here and now be in a podium position? Will he have a look? Will he send it? No, he did not send it. Oh, but he did hit him, though. He might have a little bit of front wing damage from that. I'm not too sure. I didn't see anything flying off the front of the Alfa Romeo. But he's just lost a little bit of time now through his own error there.
Not really much else going down in the field. Everyone's kind of just separating. There's a big gap, except that everyone's fighting for that podium position. Jab ran away with it, so that's a 1.5 second gap. But there's not really much anything else happening. I mean, Blue, Goggy and Bennett keep going back and forth with each other's DRS. So Goggy keeps trying to get into Bennett's DRS, but apart from that, the field's really separated. So we're gonna hope there, hopefully, have a good fight to the end of the race of the podium position. Obviously, maybe a safety car could change anything. As Aaron Ocon, I believe, is just disconnected. I'm not sure. He's got a red X. I think it's laggy. Sorry.
Might be lag as well.
Like I say, draining all his DRS.
You're right, but he is able to harvest quite a lot in the braking zones. Polo God has been very efficient with this ERS, so his time will come, he feels. Tyres F1 with a time penalty. A lot of drivers struggling on penalties. That's to be expected at Austria. Polo God is around!
Oh no!
Oh!
Do you know what's funny as well? I've just gone over to his camera before he did that.
Oh! He's gonna pit though.
However, luckily he only concedes the position to his teammate F1 driver, which isn't that bad because it allows F1 driver now to hopefully, now that he's got a position, just gain the momentum and try and catch up to the Pluto and Kosek who are battling. But although Kosek and Pluto are also battling a bit, they are catching Jab, which is very interesting.
Yes. I wonder if Polo God's got any rear wing damage. I can't see any. But I wonder if that whack was big enough. His DRS still works. So maybe that's a good thing. Aaron Ocon has now disconnected. If you could maybe try getting back in, that would be appreciated.
Yep.
Max F1 with another fastest lap. He is a minute off the lead, which is perhaps the most demotivating thing about his quest back to retrieve some points here. Wide moment for Kostag, but Pluto has got a 3-second time penalty.
Ooh, that is going to change everything.
Late braking for Kostag. Pluto closing up to the back of Jav. He has got a lap fresher tyres.
Another battle going down the field. Patriot catching up to Goggles very quickly. That P13 spot. the fight for P11 as well. With Cool Cobra fighting QBR Josh. DRS as well.
DRS for the Ferrari. Kostag now with the fastest lap. It's being traded around quite a lot as the track continues to dry, but there is the time penalty for Kostag, and let me guess, that's for going wide at turn 1. Gogglesaw and Patriot side by side, and this is the first side by side action we've seen for a while. They are really going at it. The Alpine and the Aston Martin, 2 rebranded teams for this new season, and well, Patriot has managed to just stay in front. This is one to keep an eye on.
I think it is 2 good drivers here. Obviously, Double not known to be in tier 1, so this is obviously new levels for him. But he's obviously he's showing what he's worth. He's showing that he can obviously try his best and fight his quicker driving.
Here he goes again.
Into turn 1.
Surely not at turn 1. Did back out of it.
Got Cool Cobra and Josh as well, and he's let him through. Okay.
That was simple. Here we go again then, on board with Gogglesaw. Will they repeat what they did on the previous lap and go wheel to wheel towards turn 4? Gogglesaw has another look. The inside was available, but just biding his time. No rush.
Pluto only on 15% ERS. Oh, the contact!
Oh! Unbelievable.
Oh no, thank you, silly boy. I don't know what to say there. I won't really say much because that's not my job to do as a steward. That was an interesting move to say the least. It does give us a fight for P3 though between Pluto and F1 driver.
If you saw it, which I didn't, was it from far back?
It wasn't from majorly far back, but it was a bit audacious. It was a bit. It did get me a bit shaky. I don't usually get shaky.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Oh dear. Yeah, I did not catch that.
I didn't get a better view of it, but they were alongside each other, and I guess they just clipped wheels. You don't really clip the wheels, and the car just stopped. And then, it's around, and then it all gets messy.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but we'll see what happens in the other race of stewards. Here we go then, Pluto on the front driver as well. This to give us a nice little battle to watch. Still fighting for that podium.
I'm trying to just see if I can catch it on Pluto's stream, watching the current replay of it. Turn 4, yeah. Yeah. Obviously Kostag goes down the inside, and I really feel that wasn't bad. I don't think there was much wrong with that, other than the point of contact. Obviously the car just pirouettes into a spin. Very, very unfortunate. Blue Goggy is around at turn 7 and 8, and he's lit up the rears and gone around again. He'll see his teammate go past him in just a moment. There he goes. QBR Josh will go through as well. But yeah, just caught that down the inside at turn 4. Front right tyre. Oh, Goggy is out.
He's through.
Safety car. Just gets out before the safety car, and the field is going to bunch up. Here we go.
Here we go. Well, now, what the likes of Kostag and Pluto and Brundle and everyone with 3 second time penalties do, which can get them away from everyone who doesn't, with the last 16 laps remaining in this Grand Prix.
Well, Jab is in, which is not surprising. Kostag is coming in. There is the stricken Ferrari. Pluto on his way in. F1 driver as well.
Any sort of holding up. If you remember back to Tier 2 in Season 3, Season 4, how I done that little cheeky holding up kind of tactic. Which I did get penalised for at the end. I'm not sure. But obviously that allowed Speedo to get in and out of the pit lane, and it also allowed me in and out of the pit lane. So I wonder if we're going to see tasks of that. I don't think so, due to everyone being so spread out. But look, this will make it very interesting, the race. This will make it very, very interesting and looking forward to it.
One other thing that's interesting is Kostag's decision, soft tyres. Polo God has also opted for the softs.
I think what they're thinking is, it's lap 20 now. Safety car be around lap 23, 24.
Yeah.
12 laps on softs.
12 laps from there. That's not...
It's not bad.
It's not a hard task.
But it can get a bit nail biting at the end. Especially around
I just
here as
remember Such's
Speedo.
puncture.
Speedo from last season. Obviously he was at about 70% and boom, I think I was about 86 and I managed to get to the end on mediums. Well, no, I was on softs, I believe. I'm not sure. My mind's a bit hazy. But obviously tyre punches can unexpectedly happen, so this will get very interesting. That's
Going on here, Communist. I think they're messing around with Aaron Ocon's AI.
Okay, got you. Communist actually had a very good race. He hasn't really. He hasn't stayed out. Wolf is up into P6. He's gained 10 positions. From P16, which is obviously very, very good. Rondo obviously now was P5. So getting 3. Communist getting 3. And it gaining 3. Now it's to the points from P12. And obviously the likes of Aaron Ocon and Ty is just right in the back anyway, getting 3 or 4. And our biggest drop in positions is Gogglethorpe, obviously the reserve today, in the reserving in the Aston Martin. Yeah, it's nice. It's been a very eventful race so far. Obviously lap 22. 14 more laps to go. Hopefully, get a nice big battle for the lead here. Hopefully Jab picks 10, just to kind of make it level the playing field here. So we have a nice big battle for the end for us. We shall wait and see.
Gone from wet weather to sunny skies in the Styrian Hills, and here is the penalty scenario. Obviously, Kostag and Pluto with the 3-second penalties will benefit F1 driver massively. Rundle, Wolfex plays Communist, also with the 3-second time penalty, or with 3-second time penalties, I should say, as well. Polo God would benefit from that. So the Alfa Romeo is doing very well on the penalty front, and that I think comes down to experience. Bennett with 3 seconds. Cool Kyogre could be a massive opportunity for him. And everyone else on back has time penalties as well.
Now safety car should be in at the end of this lap. Now.
And that will leave us, what, 13 laps?
14 laps to have a nice big battle for the lead. With the quick drivers up here, this also allows people like Polo to fight back after Polo goes in. What is wrong with me? I can't speak. After Polo
Max is going for another fresh set of softs.
That is interesting.
Is this a nothing to lose sort of thing? Let's just make sure I can get to the end on softs, because he just went from softs to softs. Under a safety car. So yeah, I think that's a nothing to lose. Let's just make sure I get to the end and have fresher tyres.
Maybe he's just changed onto
yeah.
So it's fresh new ones. Obviously, he didn't really lose that much because he was at the back anyway, so it should be good for him. But he'll definitely get to there now. And here we go.
Safety car is in this lap.
It's going to be good. Very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly his thought process, apparently, for Axe there. So, yeah, nothing to lose. Go for it. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. And I'm looking forward to the rest of this race as well, because Jab will dictate when we get racing again. He's obviously got to wait for the safety car to cross pit lane line, and we can start overtaking from the start-finish line.
Now I wonder,
Jab warming up his mediums.
Pluto be determined to get Kostag straight away after that instant earlier? Will he be aggressive against him? Try to get that position back, because you see Kostag's in the softs. Here we go then.
And here we go. Green flags. We are racing once again in Austria with a good safety car restart from Jab. Kostag about 4 tenths back, as is Pluto. But Communist has got past Wolfeck's place, who was bogged down, it seems. Quite bizarrely. What an exit from Bennett as well. He's on the power. He's rapid. And he's slipstreaming from Polo as well. As here he goes to the inside of turn 3. Goes down the inside of Polo Gods. And that, if he makes it stick, is a great move from Bennett. Fearless overtaking going on here on this safety car restart. But actually, Polo God is the one just edging in front. But Bennett has the inside line again, which he'll just back out from.
Very smart. That's a smart move. Obviously, you don't know what your rival driver is going to do there. They could cut off the inside line. They could close that door, or they could move on the braking. Obviously, you'd never know. So it's always smart if you're not sure, if you're not fully alongside, to back out and just wait for an opportunity during the race, because there's always one more opportunity. And Kostag again, what's he done? He's running. Silly man.
Ooh, that was a wide moment for a McLaren there. I think it's the lapped McLaren of Tyres. We've got 2 cars not on the lead lap. That is Tyres and Aaron Ocon. And they weren't able to gain that back. Communist with a time penalty. Kyogre, who didn't have a time penalty, now has one. So yes, some rather silly errors going on. Kostag could well lose out on a podium here.
Rundle has been very under the radar this race. I haven't really seen much.
I agree.
He just puts to his race. So he just done his thing. He just stuck behind the group of the top 4 and just pushed them all back. And he slowly got up to them. And hopefully, Rundle has a good battle with F1 driver for P4. Maybe even P3 could score the same penalty.
I see that, Expilo. I will consider doing that. Where will you be watching from? People's front rooms? Basement? Okay, I'm going to stop reading that before it gets too silly and we get banned off the face of the earth. F1 driver, still with no penalties, net P2. So, and F1 driver, definite championship contender. Oh my goodness me, it's 3 wide. There might be a squeeze there. Axe F1 does get past both cars, but QBR20 Josh gets a very nice exit. He's wheel to wheel almost with Axe, fellow QBR member. And here comes Gogglesaw, but he backs out of it. Josh makes contact, and Axe does take the wide line there. He did just overstep the white line there, but managed to keep the car straight. Did dip a tyre into the grass, I'm pretty sure, but great battle going on here. Fortunately, this hasn't ended in a collision.
Should get Communist here. Final corner, easily done. DRS open, and he's through.
He is through. Communist MV, who has driven a great race. Cannot deny that. He's, you know, looking like he does want to be instead of tier 1. Oh, Communist on Polo God. That's not something I thought I'd be saying today for the reserve driver Communist in that Alfa Tauri, but he's doing an exceptional job. Does have penalties though. Atlantis commentary. Yes. It's good, isn't it?
Thank you.
I think we've got Gogglesaw and Josh going side by side, but again, Gogglesaw has now won out on that one. Axe, not again. Axe has had one of the worst races in his life.
He's in the back of post, though. Very, very close.
Kostag still just has DRS, but it's the slipstream effect for Pluto that will help him out here. Another wide moment for Kostag. He can't keep doing that. I can't tell if he's just exploiting that at this point. He's not really getting punished too harshly for it. Pluto breaks late.
Kostag is giving it absolutely everything because he's literally got 20% DRS.
Oh, Sorry to interrupt, but Polo God has gone around the outside of Communist, and again, oh, there's too much going on at once. Pluto has got past, and Communist again has got past Polo God. He will not give this up. And Bennett past Wolfex Plays finally.
Back to the game. Right to left.
Oh, Kostag! I was reading the Twitch chat and Kostag! It's a safety car!
Oh, he's gone off that turn, he's gone off that corner again!
Where he keeps...
the barrier. Oh, that is heartbreaking.
Oh, it is heartbreaking. Because he was driving ever so well.
Spillo told him in the Red Bull chat and Discord, he said to avoid that curve during the race.
Stop hitting that curve!
Stop hitting it.
And
he said to literally
finally paid the price.
Get off that curb, otherwise you're going to pay the price. He's paid the price there. That hurts. That is a... But, on the bright side, another safety car.
Oh, sorry, can you invite Aaron Ocon back? I forgot to say, because he messaged me right on the safety car restart. Okay, thanks.
Done it,
I don't know if he's in.
He just messaged me.
He's still not in for some reason.
But now...
That's the party. I invited him to the party. No. Oh, shit. Sorry. PG. We are gonna have a shootout. We are indeed. A late sprint to the finish.
F1 driver, look at
This is the bit where Aaron messaged me. Why did you invite me to the party? I didn't mean to.
F1 driver here is looking. He's looking to get Pluto.
He is. And then he can fight for the race win.
He can, and Rundle as well. See now, he was a Haas Polo God, but we all know what Polo God's like. It's very good.
Message from Aaron Ocon. Yeah, I know it's coming. Why are you in for me to party? Oh no.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Safety car should be in next lap, or the lap after. It'd be good. Jab as well. Jab has been very dominant in this race too.
He has.
Just dominating. Really, he's been holding his ground very well.
Apologies for the fruity language there.
The fruity language. The fruity coast language.
Fruity coast language. He broke his nose.
Oh! That is lovely.
Yeah, he broke his nose, so that's why I wasn't present yesterday, but it didn't matter in the end.
We do hope his nose does get better soon.
Yes, of course.
Never had anyone to break the nose, but each to their own.
I mean, yeah, whatever. We're not in this lap.
I wonder if anyone will pit for fresh tyres or maybe there's going to be a pit for get that extra pace to be.
It's a lot of track position you'd lose though. Tyres has made contact with Communist, who's in AI. He's just got another penalty for not even hitting him. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Active warning for running off track, penalty to the right.
That's for pitting.
Alfa Romeo has definitely got one of the most consistent teams on this
yes.
From what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Alfa Romeo and Red Bull. Obviously, unfortunately for Costa spinning, but if Kostek was still in this race in his P3, definitely have two of the most consistent drivers in the top 5 who can definitely both be in the top 5 during the same race. But no, this has been
obviously none of last season's top 3 from the championship are racing, so this really does open it up to the likes of Axe that finished 4th, F1 driver who finished 5th, and Jab who finished 6th in the championship. That's all I'm saying, you know, and all 3 of those racing for different teams. We could well have a great championship. Pluto who finished 9th in last season's championship, such as well when he's able to race.
Yeah, we'll get to
See a lot of
And
differences.
here we go. Safety car is in. Oh,
I do agree.
Axe is
Oh,
out.
Axe has
retired.
crashed.
He is just...
Burn my lander. Don't go in the pit. No, I'm joking, of course. But yeah, Expilo makes a great point. It's actually very nice to see the two back together, F1 driver and Polo God in the same team. You know, kind of like the foundations of the league. They were a big part of it. Jab gets us going again, and we are green once more with a great getaway from Rundle. He's fighting now for P3 with F1 drivers. He looks to go around the outside. He does break, about on par with the Alfa Romeo. Tries to get the comeback. There's contact there as F1 driver just has to save the car from spinning. Here comes LSJ Rundle down the inside of F1 driver. Fantastic driving. Kyogre, Bennett. Wow. And here comes Cool Kyogre.
Themselves have really done everyone a favour now. Thought they would.
Wolfex plays and Patriot, the wheel banging, and Wolfex plays has his nose in front. That is an excellent move to retake position, and through comes Communist as well. The reserves are having a party tonight.
Jab and Pluto are there in the I have a 1.1 second gap to Rundle behind them.
Wolfex plays, unfortunately, with a time penalty now. We'll look at the penalty situation as it happens. But here comes Wolfex plays. He dummies, goes to the inside, then switches to the outside, trying to get past Bennett here. And that's a spin for Patriot. Oh, it's a horrible day for Alpine. And we thought they'd be one of the contenders in this Constructors and Drivers' Championship, respectively. Not a great start at all. It's more than just bad.
Big train here. Kyogre is definitely quicker than F1 driver here. I think F1 driver here is just relying on the fact that everyone has penalties because he is struggling, which is surprising to say the least. He is very...
Maybe just the loss of momentum from the safety car restart and just the safety car in general.
It's weird to see F1 driver struggling because usually he is fighting for that race win. So it's definitely weird for him to not be as quick as his other driver.
Looking forward to interviewing whoever gets on this podium because it might not be F1 driver any longer because he's now picked up a 3-second time penalty. It will be Polo God currently net P2 and Pluto will still just hang on to the podium. Three laps to go, about 2.5 in fact.
Bennett, here we go then. Bennett,
two battles at once. Here goes Bennett down the inside. He has sent it, uses a lot of curb. Back out of it. Yellow flag for Aaron Patriot. I don't know.
It's Patriot.
Patriot. Why are the colours so similar?
So many blues and shit. There's a lot of blue.
There is. It's really annoying. I made that mistake the other night.
Get the yellow.
Banana girl.
A bit light green as well. A tinge of pink. Get the pink back. But anyway, the penultimate lap of this race. Goggle is in the back of Wolf. Wolf is in the back of Bennett. Bennett's in the back of Cool. Holm is also in the back of this train.
It is one big train. That is a lot of penalties in this mid-pack. Here comes Wolfex Plays! Patriot with the time penalty. That means absolutely nothing, and I think he's crashed again. Here comes Wolfex Plays having one final look. He does have 9 seconds of penalty, so this overtake wouldn't really affect anything. In fact, Wolfex Plays will be the most damaged from this.
I think I'm going it, but I will keep the season.
No, I'm here.
Okay, you're here. So right, his return. Bennett is no.
One final lap.
Bennett has no errors at all. He's flashing red light, flashing. Run with the penalty. Ignoring yellow flags.
Fives? For what?
Rundle has left Why is one good guy to this? That's the section.
You're joking. Think back, it might just be one big screen freeze or a game crash or something. That is absolutely...
That's heartbreaking.
What? Oh, that's horrible. That's really horrible to see. That Rundle...
What bad to worse. But this could mean Bennett could get himself into the fight. Oh, it's a free wide moment!
Oh my days, Bennett! Wolfex plays into the wall! And that's another car spinning around! This race has been chaos and nothing else! Look at this huge straight. Cool Kyoko getting a little bit loose there. Gogglesore having a little look on communist. But for Jab...
Sorry language, but yeah.
But for Jab, coming around the final corner, his race has been flawless. He wins this season opening race at Austria ahead of Polo God. Does not get P2. Gogglesore moves up to 5th with F1 driver in 4th. I had no idea how this was going to pan out.
Wow.
In terms of the final positions, but here it is Rundle getting 1 point. Can you believe that?
Red Bull has they've gone from qualifying 3rd and 6th or 7th or 8th, wherever there was, to 10th and 16th. It's been a horrible day for Red Bull. Horrible day for Alpine. Horrible day for the likes of Aston Martin. But obviously for Graham's sake, but obviously Goggle P5 obviously picking up a nice amount of points for 10 points. Wow.
Let's get some invites in. And wow, I mean, don't really know what to say about that. Oh, Patriot is just gonna, hold us all up. Yeah, funny Patriot. Hilarious.
Patriot, we appreciate you.
Funny as always. I mean, we'll get started on the interview shortly, but 0.071, that is a gut-wrenching gap if you're Polo God. Because that's 3 extra points. Who got the fastest lap, actually? It was LSJ Rundle, so you'll actually get 2 points, but...
Deserved 2 points.
Deserved about 10 there, but...
2.
I actually have no idea what happened to him.
He just like that. Simple as that. Terrible, isn't it?
That's the race is finally finished. Thank you, Patriot.
Oh, wow. 36 laps complete. Driver of the day apparently goes to Josh, but Sergio Perez would probably get it. And there we go.
Well done to Jab. Well done, Jab. And they're in the pie right
Indeed.
Now. Well done. Obviously, Russo 2nd, Polo 3rd. Little podium celebration from the boys. Love to see it. McLaren is back on top. What's this about? Pluto leads McLaren, and McLaren is back on top.
To be fair, that's a better result than I had the entire last season. So
yeah,
that's
a great point.
What a race!
There we go. Final results. I'm going to say pending a lot of appeals. I'm just going to say that because the amount of penalties, somebody's bound to just make several appeals with every warning they get. So, yeah, we'll see about that. But here are the final results. I'll scroll down as well. And our DNFs this race, Sam Steed, Graham. At the same time, they pretty much DNF. Blue Goggy spun out the race, causing the first safety car. Rapid Extreme crashed as well. Kostag, an absolutely horrible mistake for him to be making in that position. And then Axe crashed while trying to pick up the rest of the safety car. Anyway, let's go on with some interviews. Polo Gods, it's great to be able to talk to you back on the podium here in SRS, ARL, ARS, SRL, whatever you want to call it at this point. Let's talk about that gap. What do you feel like right now?
Even despite the fact that Pluto just edged out P2, I'm still really elated with this result. I'm not gonna lie about that. I think this is my first really good result on this game, and I didn't really do much practice for this, so I didn't even expect anything out of this one. But yeah, it was a great race. It was surprisingly surprisingly a close one because, especially with the safety cars, Jab and Pluto were fighting on the last couple of laps. But when Rondo disconnected that Pluto was in Jab's DRS, I knew it was over because like he was gonna get into that 3 seconds, which was a bit annoying. But at the same time, it was an absolutely brilliant result. But also, I just want to thank heavily. I'm in a voice chat with him right now. F1 driver. What a he let me through after the safety car restart. He was holding up the cars behind just in case I got pressured by anyone behind because my softs were on like 50% by the end. He kept them behind and really like helped me through that entire race. Honestly, after I spun, I had rear wing damage for half of the race, so I didn't expect to make a comeback so decently like that. But wow, I can't really put into words anymore.
So do you feel like you guys are constructors, contenders? You've got a really strong lineup, a lot of experience.
I say so. I mean, F1 driver.
100%.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, like, especially since I have like such a fast teammate like F1 driver. He's fast in almost every game, and I guess, like, considering we're probably one of the most experienced like lineups on the grid, I think we should have the experience and the pace to at least compete for the constructors.
Yeah, Atlantis, any questions for Polo God?
No, I think you answered all the ones I was going to say anyway. Because I was going to ask you about the spin during the race, but you answered that. Just before, mate, obviously, penalty free. That's how you do it. You know, everyone's used to you not getting penalties. I mean, I am for when I used to race you. Well done, mate. You done really well recovering from the spin, and it was nice to obviously watch you battle with everyone. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you. Also, can you shut the hell up? Stop laughing. Let me have my moments. Bitch.
Oh, I did swear on the stream. I did.
I'm sorry, I called her a
swear.
bitch in the channel last season.
Yeah.
I have to do it again.
yeah. Anyway, let's move on to Pluto. P2, new team. Same stuff if you like, as a strong showing, consistent.
It's always the first race of the season that I do best.
Yeah.
And then I thought I wouldn't expect to see me here again for a while. But I hope I am.
Yeah, I mean, why not talk about the rest of the calendar then? Like, obviously we see some different tracks. Obviously, tracks are reprofiled on this game. What tracks this season are you looking forward to try and replicate this?
I like Singapore. Where I haven't done much racing on this game yet because it's not really the best of games. But Singapore was fun. I'm not too big of a fan of Belgium because I feel like they've ruined the only good overtaking spot with that curve. Hungary's not good for me. France not good for me. China's probably the next chance I have.
All right. Atlantis, any questions for Pluto?
Yeah, no. You did very well today. Obviously, the speed of coast was obviously unfortunate. You've done well to recover there. I think obviously it was just unfortunate with the track limits as well. Sometimes I know like they can be a lot of ones which aren't your fault. But no, you done really well to catch the Jab and stay with him. I think Jab is definitely your rival this season, your level with Polo and F1 driver obviously. And Kostek has his moments, but if Kostek does what he does today, then he won't be. He needs.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call Jab my rival. I think my rivals are Polo, F1 driver, and Axe. I think Jab's just in a complete league of his own right now. And I hope he slows down.
Well, well done, mate. Me and Milo are very impressed with your performance. Well done, mate.
Cheers.
We're also impressed with our race winner's performance. Jab, indeed, our race winner. Congratulations to you. How was that done? Because obviously you lost the position off the start, and was it a mental battle just to keep on fighting, and then obviously retake the position and the transition?
Pretty much because I had my engineer Haas Boomer, Thrash, they were like helping me out, giving me the gaps and everything. motivated me to keep going. And it's pretty much just trying to not get you know track limit warnings. And I don't know how I did it, but we ended up winning.
Yeah, I mean, finally for you,
Finally,
because
yeah.
obviously there were opportunities last season which you just couldn't convert, and now the time has come. Is this a good starting point to get even more wins this season?
Well, hopefully, now we got some good tracks coming up like Hungary. I'm not sure about Spa, but probably like China, those tracks. I think I can do pretty well at. And hopefully this is a beginning of something amazing with McLaren.
Yeah, Atlantis, any questions for our race winner?
Obviously, Jab, on these results, obviously, you're second in the constructors. Do you think your teammate Ty's, is Ty's your teammate? Or is he a reserve
Yeah.
today? Yeah, do you think
I
Ty's,
think so.
Yeah.
will Ty's,
Yeah.
do you think Ty's will rise to the occasion, obviously, help you win and obviously this constructors? 'Cause from today, you have the pace. Like, do you think your teammate Ty's will help win this constructors? Because by the looks of it, you, McLaren, Alfa, Romeo, and also potential Williams and Red Bull, you're going to be at it all season. So I think, do you think your teammate will help you to get this constructors this season?
Yeah, we obviously want to practice with him and make sure he's better, work with strategies with him. But for Hungary, I think we can do very well, and hopefully we can win this constructors. Obviously we got Polo, F1 driver. But I think we can do it, honestly.
Well, well done, mate. You had a great race today. Honestly, it was good to see you. You didn't just get out first. You were first the whole race. So it's nice to finally see you get that win after not having the best of endings last season. But well done, mate.
I think.
Well, that just about does it then. Make sure you do join us next week, where hopefully we can have our Tier 2 season opener, if you like, because it wasn't able to be done yesterday in the end. Next week is Hungary, so do join us then for Tier 2 and Tier 1. Yeah, it's been a real pleasure having you back here, Atlantis. I'm sure you enjoyed watching this one from the outside.
Indeed, I did.
And congratulations to everyone, because that was a very entertaining race. Obviously a few mistakes, but they'll buff out. RNG Cubs will blame. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching that have stuck with us the whole way through. Viewership was really, really solid, so that's great to see for the season opener. Long may it improve. Thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.